What did your child do that you weren't allowed to be proud of? My 14-year-old daughter Emma got suspended for 3 days for disrupting the educational environment. What she actually did was expose our science teacher for being a complete fraud, and I couldn't have been more proud. Mr. Williams had been teaching freshman biology for 2 years. Really popular guy, young, energetic, always making jokes during class. The kids loved him because he made everything fun with movie clips and ridiculously easy tests. Parents thought he was amazing because everyone was getting A's without trying. Emma started getting suspicious during parent-teacher conferences when he couldn't answer basic questions. When my husband asked about mitosis and cellular division, Williams just laughed nervously and said, "These kids keep me on my toes with their endless curiosity." That was red flag number 1. Then Emma noticed he was literally just reading word for word from the textbook during every single lesson, never adding his own explanations, examples, or real-world connections. When students asked follow-up questions, he'd deflect with awkward jokes or say, "That's pretty advanced material we'll cover next year." The breaking point came during a supposedly hands-on lab about cell structure. Williams handed out generic worksheets and told everyone to figure it out together in groups, while he sat at his desk grading completely unrelated papers. Emma raised her hand to ask about mitochondria function. His brilliant response? Just write down exactly what the book says, word for word. That weekend, Emma did something I probably should have stopped but secretly admired. She spent hours researching Williams' actual educational background online. Turns out his college degree was in physical education and recreation management, not biology or any science. He'd been hired as an emergency substitute when the real teacher quit mid-semester and somehow just never left. Emma printed absolutely everything. His actual college transcripts she found on the university's public records, the original job posting that clearly stated temporary substitute position until permanent replacement found, email threads from school board meetings discussing the ongoing search for qualified biology instructor. Monday morning, she walked into class carrying a thick folder full of evidence. When William started his usual routine of reading directly from chapter 12, Emma stood up calmly and said, "Before we learn about photosynthesis, shouldn't our teacher actually understand what it means?" She opened her folder and started reading his real qualifications out loud to the entire shocked class. Williams tried desperately to shut her down, but Emma kept going methodically. She pulled out his PE degree, the substitute job posting, everything documented. "You've been lying to all of us for 2 entire years," she said clearly. "Half the concepts you taught us last semester were completely wrong. I verified everything with my cousin's actual biology teacher at Central High School." Williams turned bright red and immediately sent her to the principal's office for disruption, but the damage was already done. Emma had secretly recorded the entire confrontation on her phone and shared it with friends before first period ended. The principal suspended Emma for disrespectful conduct toward faculty and unauthorized recording on school property. They claimed she'd severely undermined classroom authority and created a hostile learning environment. I had to act appropriately disappointed when they called me, but here's what the administration didn't expect. Other parents started demanding real answers. The school board got involved within days. Turns out Williams had been completely faking his way through teaching for 2 years, and several administrators knew but kept him because they couldn't find anyone qualified. Williams was fired immediately. The school had to hire an emergency certified teacher and offer extensive remedial classes to fix everything he taught incorrectly. 15 families threatened serious lawsuits over their children's inadequate science education. During Emma's formal suspension hearing, the principal lectured us endlessly about following proper channels and respecting institutional authority. I nodded and agreed that Emma should have approached us first, but honestly, I was proud as hell of my kids' courage. My daughter had more genuine integrity than the entire school administration combined. She saw obvious injustice and took action, knowing she'd face consequences. That takes real character. The new biology teacher, Mrs. Patterson, pulled me aside last month. She said Emma was the most scientifically curious student she'd ever encountered and personally thanked her for exposing the educational fraud that had damaged so many students. Emma learned real biology that year, but more importantly, she learned that sometimes doing what's right means breaking arbitrary rules.